live stream. I had like a little bit of a genie moment. I was like, is the microphone?
Good morning.
I always get the call like every live stream. Oh my God, this isn't working.
Oh God. There's so
You'd
many
think
different...
after 2 years.
No, just doesn't stick in my head. My head doesn't want it to stick. My head like
this is now she's speaking
it's like
the
a
truth.
splinter. That knowledge is like a splinter, and then my body works to push it out. And then
I think you just go. I'm not doing that.
That's not true. I felt like I learned something last time because there was like a button here, like with the little things through it with the slash mark, and that means it wasn't working, and I didn't know about that. But I don't know if I'll remember which one it is. There's like 5.
She's like, I don't know about that.
There's like 5 of them. So it is the struggle is real. I am not a tech savvy person. Violet, I was like, maybe you. I said to Violet,
she was tech savvy.
I was
when
not
I
tech
met
savvy.
Her.
I could program a VCR.
Do you know how big of a deal that was back in the day?
I did.
I would like brag to my friends that I met a girl who could program her own VCR. And then she's like, "Oh, you're gonna program it for me?" Splinter out.
Yeah, and then the splinter is pulled out. But like Violet, I said to Violet, so I just got back from college touring.
You know, there's certain things like you do something once and then it becomes like the habit. Like, part of me wishes I never had flipped the video.
Oh, it's fine. Like, it's that much effort.
It's not.
Give the ladies what they want, Patrick. Does it sound wrong?
No.
But on the trip, Violet, because I don't know, I still struggle with my phone. And she was like, I can't believe you don't know how to do that. I go, maybe you could be a little nicer to me and a little more patient. Because she gets really frustrated with me when I ask her to help me. And she's like, I just can't believe after all this time, you still don't know how to do this. So ladies, when you struggle.
Now you know how I feel.
When you struggle, I understand because I struggle too. I totally struggle. But,
Cheryl, turn your volume up.
I have volume because everyone else has volume. I think I can't hear you. Oh, it's just Cheryl. Everyone else can hear. I think. I go. Somebody else said it, and then I looked, and it was Cheryl and Cheryl. So we had a fantastic trip. In case you were wondering,
there was like even like a little bit of, there was like a phone call where it was like, I see what I'm missing.
I forget.
And then I'm like, okay, let's see if we put this into practice in our daily lives. And then Jeannie walked into the house last night. And then this morning I was like, nope, Jeannie's right back to Jeannie.
I got up this morning early because we were so busy leading up to me leaving, and then Patrick was so busy, and then I was so busy on the trip. So there was no sewing or anything going on. So this morning I got up really early just to make sure I'm ready for this afternoon. So this afternoon is going to be Cup of Chair week 2. I posted a video. Oh, I need that phone. I posted a video, and then
Where did you post the video?
Video is posted to the sew-along group. That's where we put all our sew-alongs. That makes sense. And then it's also posted to YouTube. And if you just look Cup of Chair week 2, you should be able to find it. And basically, you just have to have... it's in the video. You have time. We're not doing this so long until 2.
If anybody is there, like, just let Cheryl know. I would almost guess her problem is that her volume is turned down.
I still have no sound. Should we put a comment in there?
No, you can't, like, from there, but...
Oh.
Because we're multi-streaming.
Cheryl, turn it up. Right?
Yeah.
So when I did our last live feed, nobody could hear me, and I was talking, and then they were like, no sound, no sound, no sound. So anyhow, hello, Miss Sharon. Good to see you.
I rode my bike off a bridge this weekend.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
Not non-intentional.
Yeah, I was trying not to ride off the bridge.
Yeah, he injured himself a little bit. I was like, "Are you okay?"
She didn't care.
Why would you say that?
I was like, I think I hurt myself.
Why would you say that? And then this morning I asked about it. And yesterday when I called, I asked about it.
She cared.
He likes to make me seem so mean. I don't know why, but anyhow. Now I'm mad at you. I'm gonna be mad. Now I'm gonna be mad at him because I don't know why he would say that. Okay. What's going on?
Last week was crazy. Like we had one of our biggest days ever on Friday, and Michelle was teaching all day, and it was pretty much me and Dax. I need to like kind of figure out what that translates to as far as machines, etc. I'll give you guys an update tomorrow on where we are. I think we're still probably within a week, but like we need to look at what's happening with vacuums. I may kind of pull Dax into vacuums for just a little bit today. And we will kind of see what's happening. And I'll let you ladies know tomorrow, but I think we're probably within a week on sewing machines, but we're like a week out on vacuums. So just food for thought. We are going to, the plan is to kind of start a little bit of a construction project in the vacuum side of the store.
More fabric storage.
No, we're not. So,
okay. So one of the things that the kids and I did when we were, we looked at DU, Denver University, Colorado College. We looked at
my kids think it's really funny when we run into folks who watch the live stream out and about, and then people just start talking to my kids about their lives, and like they don't like really know that person, but that person's like, how'd you like DU? How'd you like Colorado College? And then we walk away and my kids are like, that's just so weird that they know all about us.
So we went to Air Force, which I thought was badass. I mean,
that's the most incredible campus.
I don't know. You know what? I'm not
crazy.
Cool. I'm not crazy about like the
architecture. Well, it's a base.
It was like built in like
base.
Yeah, it's not like the architecture you're used to at like, you know.
No, but my God, where it is crazy.
It is gorgeous, just built into the mountains, and it is just, I mean, I would love it if Kai went there, but I don't think he was down with it.
So we had the national championship road race in 1990 was there, and we were like, it was like within like 2 or 3 miles at the start of the race, and so I had a teammate in the race with me, and he was right next to me, and we were like, you were going fast because it starts downhill. There's kind of like a loop on campus, and it started downhill, so we were probably going 40 or 50 miles an hour, and everybody starts yelling, and you're trying to figure out like what's going on, like, because it can be hard to see when you're in the middle of a pack, and an elk, like a huge, massive bull elk, was literally running next to us, had been spooked by the peloton, and then veered into the peloton and like rode through the middle of the peloton. So like literally my buddy right next to me, Steve, like got totally taken out by this elk.
That's how many people can say they've been taken out by an elk?
No, it was crazy. Like it took out probably a third of the pack.
Yeah.
And then he finished the race, but he,
I can
well
imagine
that
the race there must have been incredible.
Oh, it was
when we
hard.
got to the base, I because you're going on to a military base, so I'm like, I gotta have it together, and you know me, I never have it together. So I read through all my paperwork, and I was like, I thought I was supposed to print something. We get up to the very front, and I read through it again. I thought I had everything, and we got up to the gate, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be at this gate And the guy who was so cute, he's probably like in his 20s, probably like a student
He was like
there,
a student
a
there.
cadet there. He's like, I don't know. Are you at the right game? I totally made fun of me. But I was so worried because, you know, it's a base. So I was just like, oh my God, I don't know. I was like, do I need to turn around? I don't know if I'm at the right spot. Do I have the, because everyone was going through and they all had cards and he was scanning all their cards. I was like, I don't have a card. Oh my God, I'm at the wrong spot. And he was so funny. He was, and I saw him and I was like, oh, Kai would be so cute in uniform. If Kai did this, it would be so fantastic. And he was just like, yeah, I was just like, this is awesome. But Kai goes, they make you give away. You can't bring anything. You have to come and they provide everything. They had like in the visitor center, they had a mock a dorm room.
It's like really a barracks room.
Yeah, and you can't bring any of your stuff. It's you have what is provided for you. And he's like, I don't think I would like that. So, yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. And then we went to we drove through CU, and then we went to 5 schools. What am I forgetting?
They went
School
to
of Mines. We drove through
DU,
School of
Colorado
Mines.
College, Air Force Academy, School of Mines, and they looked at the campus at CU.
I almost think the tours are better for me. I mean, they're as good for me as they are for the school, because I'm like, DU, why would you want to go there? And then we go to the campus,
after DU,
and
she's
I'm
like, I think the kids should totally. She said that at like every school almost.
Yeah, for me, and like even Denver, I was like, why would they want to go to school in Denver? Because I haven't been there in so long. We met in Denver. We went, and I was like, oh my God.
30 years ago.
Denver is so cool. It was so, because I forgot. And then I think I'm a Debbie Downer. Am I a Debbie Downer? I'm like, why would you want Colorado Springs? Air Force? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
She's talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking. And then I go, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. My kids loved Colorado. They absolutely loved it. And then we went and visited we visited one of my college friends who I haven't seen. Well, I saw her a couple of years ago, but that was the couple I moved out to Colorado with, my friend Jen and Troy. And I hadn't seen Troy probably in like 20 years. No, 15 years.
We saw Troy when the kids were like
and
4
and the kids
or 5.
had so much fun because we were reminiscing, and all our stories were about like
basically her falling.
They were about mishaps, and how the other two, like somebody would have a mishap, the other two would laugh at them. I told my kids there was no sympathy in this group. There was no sympathy. You needed to have tough skin. And then we visited Uncle Joe. And then Uncle Joe, we went out for dinner. No, Uncle Joe made us dinner. And the first thing he does is we sit down. He's like, what do you guys want to drink? You guys want a beer? To my kids. My kids are 17. He's like, you guys want a beer? What do you want? And I was like, they're only 17, Joe. This is my brother. Like, they're 17.
Joe's a character.
Yeah, he's a bachelor. He's like in his 50s. And so he's like, does his own thing. And then I go, well, I guess they could have a sip. I mean, but they didn't want it. My kids are like, no, we don't want a beer. And then when we went out that night, I was like, let's go out for ice cream. So we went out for ice cream. And then Joe's like, what do you want to do now? You want to go to a bar? And then he asked if we wanted to go to the bar. I'm like,
and
my
Jeannie's
kids
like,
are
Joe.
17. He's like,
this is what I would do if my friends were here.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. This is what, if my friends were here, this is what we'd be doing next. And I was like, we had so much fun though.
Joe is also, I mean, officially according to the will, but he's also their godfather.
That's a scary thing
and
this trip.
And it's funny because, I mean, the kids are old enough now. If something were to happen to us, you know, they're like borderline adults, as crazy as that is. But like, it was funny because when we originally talked to Joe, Joe was like, I think I could do it. I think I could raise your kids.
Yeah, he's going to be taking them to the bar and offering them beer at dinner. And then he was encouraging my kids to ride motorcycles. And I know some of you ride motorcycles, and that's But for me,
Joe almost killed himself on a motorcycle
Yeah.
like 3 years ago. She went and cared for him for like a week after an almost deadly
so
accident.
I did think about that. I was like, this is who's gonna take care of our kids if something happens to us. Oh my goodness. But you got it. My brother's great though. Like he's so sweet and he's super loving, and we had a great time. We went on an amazing hike. So
Do we have anything about the store to talk about?
okay, I'm just going to talk about this one last thing, and then we'll talk about the store. So we went on this amazing hike in Rocky National
I get a
Rocky
phone
Mountain
call and
National
Gina's
Park.
like, don't be angry,
I
but
yeah.
we pet the elk.
Yeah. I was like, Uncle Joe said, you can pet the elk. He didn't say that, but I was like, I'm going to tell Patrick that. But we went on this amazing hike, and it was like an 8 mile, it was 4 miles in, 4 miles out, although we didn't do the entire thing. We probably did like 3 miles in, 3 miles out. But we were in Rocky Mountain National Park, and there's lots of
Joe lives there.
Yeah, he lives in Estes Park. So there's lots of little hikes that you can do, and those hikes were packed. It was like person after person after person. But our hike, I mean, we saw like one couple and like somebody far off in the distance.
And you were in the tundra too.
And our hike went straight up. It was like straight up for like 3 miles and straight down for 3 miles.
How did that feel at 10,000 feet?
I was a warrior. I was a warrior. Joe was like, oh, you can do this? Because Joe's super outdoorsy like Patrick, and he hikes and climbs and everything all the time.
Joe's always like, I'm slow and steady, and then I can barely keep up with him.
Yeah, I was like, what's your hurry? Why don't you slow down a little? He's like, I'm always in a hurry. I go, not today. Today you're just hanging out with your sister and your niece and nephew, so let's slow it down. But as we hiked and we came up to this clearing, and it was elk, and they were right on the
like
trail.
on the trail.
They were probably 20 feet off the trail.
It wasn't during the rut, so you're fine.
So we kind of stood and waited, and it didn't look like anything was happening, so we went through. But I was like, don't make eye contact. I was like, is it like a...
No, it's not like that.
I don't want to... So I was like, don't make eye contact, just
But
walk.
like in a month, you wouldn't want to do that. The bulls would
And then
be
we did our
aggressive.
hike, and then we came back, and then that's that herd of 10, and they were all bull elk. So it was all the boys all together.
That's called a bachelor group.
It was a bachelor group. It was a bachelor party. So, well, that's not right? So then they were over.
Maybe.
They were
It's almost
over,
the rut.
They were over the path. So we waited for like half an hour, not to, I don't want to be that tourist that you see in the videos.
Normally, she likes being that tourist.
Can you imagine?
She's like, get out of the car, kids. Go take a picture. We were in
No,
Yellowstone once.
Patrick, stop.
But she was that tourist. I was like, no. She's like getting mad at me. Don't be
Patrick,
Debbie Downer. I got
you-
out to like be the guy that takes the hit.
Anyways, but wouldn't that have been funny if I was on YouTube getting flung by an elk?
No, it wouldn't have been funny.
I mean, but if you were, so I didn't want to be that person, so we waited, and then
I'm like, you just have to approach from the back.
I go slow. We went off the trail a little bit to avoid him. As we went off the trail, there was another one that was like in the middle of there was like low lying pines, some kind of pine plant. But we were, we could have, we were close. It was exciting. I love
elk.
Smell
them.
I couldn't smell them.
I
couldn't smell them.
And
we just went right through. And then when we got through, I was like, Violet, Dad's going to be really mad, but take a picture. We took a picture of the two of us, and then we just went. And then as we came around, we drove through, and there was huge, and it was all the cows and calves. What do you call that? Bachelorettes? Okay. So it was
a herd up.
Yeah. So you saw, and there was 60 of them, but for me, animals, that's such a treat when you get to see them. Okay, ready?
She saw a moose too, which is
I did. I saw. We were leaving. When we were leaving.
Evergreen.
Yeah, when we were leaving Evergreen, because my friend lives in Evergreen. That's when we saw the moose. I was like, oh, is it an elk? But it was a moose. It was really cool. That's always a treat. That, and I think owls.
Although she never sees owls. I'm like, look at the owls. She's like, there's no owl.
I never see it. I never see it. It's so sad. Okay, So it's going to be getting back to business as usual. I have boxes to unload. I just got a huge shipment.
It is a catch-up week. Although we're back to full power. Last week was crazy busy and we were pretty much shorthanded every day, including Saturday. So we need to clean up the store. Like if there's stuff that you need to do in the store, might be nice if you gave us a couple of days. I might need to, just because, and Dax is not taking this Friday off.
Okay.
Just move it to the next Friday.
Okay.
I might, however, get up really early on Friday and drive to Janesville. Like I need to get that Pro Stitcher installed for a
That's
customer.
for us. I don't know why you're talking about it right now. Okay, so let's go over the schedule. Number 1, Cup of Cheer is going to be happening this afternoon from 2 to 5. Be ready, ladies. I did that little prep video. It took me maybe, it'll be quick. I think I was kind of like explaining what you needed to have as well. And I will post pictures of the different hoopings that we're going to be doing. We're going to be working in a 5x7 and an 8x12 hoop. If you don't have an 8x12 hoop, it's okay. You'll just have to do those in smaller hoops. That was the easiest way for me to group it. And I was looking at it going, I don't think it's going to take us that long. Like maybe we can get it done in the 3 hours. If we don't, I will film everything we don't get done and I will post that. But it'll be...
How about, so somebody asked about the mashup. So there are only 7 entries to the mashup.
We only had 7 entries.
And the ladies posted the entries themselves. So
that's
we're chalking it up to the fact that it's summer.
Yeah.
You know, people had other things going on.
Not a ton of there weren't a ton of entries. I appreciate everyone that did do them. We are not going to add any more because I don't think it would be fair to the ladies that worked really hard to get it in that day. We'll do another sew along competition in the fall, but I think what we learned is don't do a sew along competition in the summer.
We used to not do classes at all in the summer because of the amount of cancellations, and that changed with the pandemic. Like people were at home, so summer was good. But this summer's been mixed. Like I've kind of paid attention. A lot of our classes have been short people, and that's like if you're one of those people, I'm not talking to you. I'm not like, but it's just something that we're figuring out as things kind of move back towards normal.
Or maybe you didn't like it, the topic, the mashup. I've been dreaming about doing a mashup, so I was really excited about it.
So we are...
Wait, let's finish talking about that. Voting is going to go live after the live feed. Christine put everything together. I think there'll be a post. I think it'll have pictures of all the different entries.
Where you can choose which one that you
like.
like.
And you're going to be able to vote, and voting will go on for a week, I think.
So we did pick some really nice giveaways, but it's late enough. Let's do the giveaway tomorrow. So we do have 2 giveaways from last week. There wasn't a question. It's just going to be 2 surprise giveaways because we have so much to do and so much to catch up on. We do have so much to do. So B2B starts tomorrow. So that's Brothers launch event. So there will be some consumer marketing around that, but over the next 2-3 days, not today, but starting tomorrow, we're actually going to be able to answer those questions as to what's next. Like, what is the
what's in the upgrade?
The Luminaire 3? What's in the Solaris 3? Like the things that are coming. Really excited to see what's happening there, and at least the hype has been great so far. And then last but not least, I have, is it 2 or 3? I have 1 remaining Solaris 2 in the store, which is our display. It was the machine that was at the show as well. I'll have a crazy deal on that. And I have 1 remaining Luminaire
in the box.
2 in the box. I need to actually check on that. I think I have 1 in the box.
Okay, so we'll do like an open box deal for the Solaris, and then we have the Luminaire.
There's a new machine coming, so you're gonna get. anybody who talked to me at the show, like the deals I had at the show were kind of crazy. There was some clearance stuff going on that wasn't expected, particularly from Brother at that point. But we do have one machine, and the reality is, as of tomorrow, we're going to live in a XP3 and a Solaris 2 world.
What does that mean? Does
Well,
that mean I'm just going to upgrade mine, right?
we might have 2 Luminaire 2s to upgrade. But the reality is, I think we'll upgrade yours and then probably sell it.
Okay.
But we will have those machines that we need to move. So
Are you
like
looking
if you're
for a used
in the
machine,
market,
Paula?
let us know. Any used sewing only. I've got like
Was there
more
a
like
soprano?
Elna's.
I saw a soprano.
No. Brilliant came in.
Oh, we have a brilliant. A brilliant might be a
Like
good one.
you use Brilliant. Like if you're looking for something more like what you're accustomed to, like then but I've got the used Brilliant that came in this weekend. But
it was bad timing. We shouldn't. So we learned our lesson. No more sew-alongs in the summer. Everyone was so. You ladies have been so busy.
This summer, it was really kind of the summer. It felt like everybody kind of got after it again, which is great. It's great to see people kind of getting back to normal life.
I'm glad I made it
It'd be
home.
nice if flights were better.
Yeah. So my flight got delayed in Denver, but luckily my flight was delayed in Las Vegas, and she's like, it's gonna be cutting it close. She goes, I can put you. I was flying 3:40 to Vegas, and I think my flight was supposed to leave at like 5:25 or something. And she's like, I can put you on the 11:36. There's plenty of room. I was like, no, we're gonna make it. I'm making it. See, I'm not a Debbie Downer. The guy next to me was like, I don't know if we're gonna make it. In my head, I was thinking, we're gonna make it. You should be more positive. But I didn't say that to him. I didn't. But
when she's like, why are you looking at that? That school's, you're not gonna go to that school. And then she finishes the tour and she's like,
oh my God, it's
huh?
beautiful.
You should totally go to this school.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
All right, so
okay, so Cupature Sew Along this afternoon,
Yes.
2 to 5. Have all your stuff ready. Watch the video if you need it. It tells you everything that you need for today's sew along and everything you need to have prepped. And like I said, I took pictures of every single hooping that we're going to be doing. So if you can't make it, maybe that'll be a good guide for you as to how we're going to be hooping. Because I'm grouping. Today is a day where I'm going to be grouping multiple designs. Tomorrow there is a Solaris Luminaire sewing class. It is a Zoom class, I think. Yes. It's a Zoom class. So if you need to take your sewing class for your Solaris or Luminaire, or you want to retake it, you can sign up for that. On Thursday is the prep for Take a Stand, because Take a Stand is happening next week on the 11th and the 12th. And then on Friday, there is a Solaris Luminaire embroidery class that's also going to be Zoom. And then don't forget, this is going to be on the morning of Friday. So, and I sent everything out for this. If you didn't get it for some reason, let me know. Every once in a while, I miss somebody by accident. If I ever miss you, I'm so sorry. It's an accident. But so this is up. If you're signed up for the yearly, you should have your designs been sent and loaded to Kimberbell, and you can get it there. I still have kits too. So if you need a kit for this, come in. You can get that for the for Friday's class. Frosty, and if you didn't get your stuff from us and you want to be in this, just let me know. I'll put you in it, right? Why not? Just join us. Join A1 Vacuum and Sewing for our sew along. Michelle's going to be teaching this one. She loves Halloween. It's going to be extra special because of the extra love she feels for this project. Okay. On Saturday is going to be the Frosty Goes to Town, the border class. Michelle Burt's going to show you how to do the borders and tips and tricks on putting all together. And if you are in that class, she did a prep video on how to cut your pieces. She did not want you to cut it according to the instructions. She has a video that shows you an easier way or a way that, I mean, you might like that way. If you want to do that way, you can totally do that way. But there's another way. Maybe it's not. We'll call it a different way. So you could watch that video. It is a pay-for class. She did all the sew-alongs. Those were free sew-alongs. But this last class, I'm putting it all together. That is a pay-for class. But you can still get signed up for that. That is going to happen on Saturday morning. And then the following week, Paradise. Paradise is going to be the 9th and the 10th. The snack bags. I'll show you the sample tomorrow, right? We'll do that. And then the Take a Stand is going to be happening. So, Michelle, did you have anything you needed to talk to the gals about?
Yes.
Do you have anything you need to talk about? Because you're just sitting texting. That's kind of rude.
I'm working.
Okay, move so Michelle can sit with me.
Okay, bye.
Patrick's out of here. Michelle? He was working. My God, it's really crazy in here. I think I wanted Michelle to show you one of the projects that she got done.
Oh, yes. So I'm going to,
You have to stand up.
I have to stand up.
Yep. Look at that, ladies.
Get it in the center here.
Sociopath. Isn't that so cute? Glitter vinyl.
Of course.
Glitter HTV.
So, yes, the fall is coming. And what I love about fall is everybody's done with their Christmas travel. And then
summer
travel. And we can start thinking about Halloween and Christmas. Yes, it will be recorded. Good morning, Ellie. Ellie Bolin, I sent you an email. If you could check that, please, for some help I need from you, if that's possible. But yes, we'll start in with some of the most well-loved Scan and Cut Club classes. So we'll revisit rhinestones again for a different session, different holiday.
Yeah. Guess
Guess who's looking at pumpkins? Lots of orange rhinestones. And also we'll revisit vinyl, different types of vinyl. So this is HTV, but the other thing that I've got cut out this morning on some really pretty, I don't even know how to tell it. It's like, it starts at one color and...
Oh, it's like a gradient?
It's like a gradient.
Like an ombre? Or
it's like an ombre, but it's an ombre with different colors.
Ooh!
And it's a Mandela sewing machine, and that's going to get stuck on probably a laptop.
My laptop needs...
Your laptop.
My laptop needs something.
Your laptop needs something. I'll bring it in. And then also I've been looking at stickers and all kinds of things. Nothing's on the calendar yet, so don't start chomping at the bit. Just giving you something to think about for the fall and midwinter season. And there will be one more round of a live Software 101 class in the fall.
Awesome.
Mainly because I've been struggling to record because of... I keep coughing, and so if I keep coughing, I have to stop the recording. So there'll be one more session of the live. So if you want to do it in a live class, I'll put that session up probably, I'm going to say probably not till late September. Yeah.
Okay, so Software 101, if you've never taken it, it's for Palette 11 and PE Design 11.
Would I prefer that the design was embroidery? No. I could make it embroidery if I wanted to, Betty. I like the HTV because it doesn't require any interfacing or backing on the back, and it goes in the washer and the dryer.
Yeah.
Whereas embroidery gets kind of puckery if you put it in the dryer.
Time zone for the class
Time
on the
zones
website.
are all Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, so, and which are you referring to? Is there any specific class that you're referring to? But we are Pacific Standard Time. That's what you'll find it. But the vinyls class, I think it's going to be so much fun because I think
we're taking
Michelle's
a little further.
Are you going to do a garment?
A garment?
And
like a laptop, or
is that going to be permanent or removable?
Well, I was talking to my friend that does a lot of vinyl, and she said she always does it permanent, even window stickers for cars.
Yeah.
Because you still can get the permanent off.
Oh, you can.
However, she said the repositionable doesn't last as long in some situations.
Yeah,
so, we'll be looking at both. I'll make a little test on on something and see. So you're on the East Coast, Kitty Ann. So you're going to be getting up really early. Is that late? No, she's going to be late.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit later. You're gonna have a nice leisurely morning. You'll have your latte and your pastry, and then you can just meander into your sewing room, and then the West Coast girl's like, go, 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 get up and get ready.
So this weekend I was working on some videos. So we're gonna do the first 1 hour session for Take a Stand, and that is I'm gonna show you what the prep work looks like when it's prepped. So this weekend I worked on some videos on how I did that specific prep work, and then you'll have a week to do all of the prep work before the actual classes come together. So there's no way of doing everything on this bag in one class, even if it is, you know, a majority of a day class. So a lot of the stuff is things you can do ahead of time. I did make some changes. So specifically in your
So they
supply
shouldn't
list,
cut anything.
it specifically says do not cut anything until you've seen the pre-class videos. So if you jumped on the gun on that, it's fine. I show you in the videos how to do it. If you jumped on the gun and you already cut your fabric and you can't do it that way. But I think that some of the changes that I made make it easier. It just makes
Michelle's
it easier.
a bag. I don't know if
I'm
you
a
know
bag
this.
lady.
She's a bag expert.
I don't know
Not
if I go
just
there,
a
but
bag lady. You guys know she is. If you've seen her work, this is a bag expert.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time though. But I had to learn too. And then there's sometimes so when I share changes that I make to a pattern, I don't make changes
yeah. Let
because
me
I
go
think
grab it.
I was better. But I show you changes that made it easier for me along the way because I did it the way the pattern instructions said, and I wasn't happy with the end result. So I found an easier way or better way to do it. So other than that, I love the By Annie's patterns. They're very well thought out. I love that. So this is our Take a Stand bag. We're doing the smaller size, which for Jeannie is a large size.
Is this the size they're doing?
This is the small
so there's
size.
a bigger one.
Yes, it'll fit a small sewing machine actually.
Oh, wow. So
So-
once you learn how to do this one, then you can make the big one.
Yeah. So I did some. So yesterday the quilting part is not an included part of the class, but I did show you 2 different ways that you could quilt embroidery. Actually, one way I showed you using an OESD quilt design pattern, and another way I showed you using the built-in fills in your machine. If you want to, if you don't have an embroidery machine, you can still do the bag and just do quilting the way you would normally do it. You can do a channel quilting, you can do diamonds, you can do free motion if you're good at that. I don't have that skill. However you want to quilt. So it'll just say
And that's this right
quilting
here.
ideas for that video. And then I also showed you a different idea for the strap part. I might, Cheryl, I'm not making any commitment at this point.
But I think isn't this going to be happening?
Yeah, it's going to be happening, but I don't know when.
This is going to be happening too.
So the reason that I like running with scissors is when you have this bag closed, the running with scissors fits over the top of it so that you can have like a tool stand out of this bag.
Yeah,
So,
it folds and it lays on top of it, so you can have all your little tools here. And I think it lays on both sides.
yeah. So I haven't started that one yet, and it's not going to happen this month. That's for certain. So probably again in the fall. In the fall, when the kids go back to school, seems to be when everybody has more time to themselves, whether they're your kids or your grandkids. Either way.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
I wanted to talk to you really quickly.
I'm so glad Jeannie's back. Are you
know.
glad Jeannie's back? I missed her.
I'm glad I'm back
missed
too.
you.
Although, I forget
But
what
I'm-
it's like to go on vacation and spend time
But
with
you
my
need
kids.
to spend time with
and
your kids.
Visit my friends and I totally forget. I am a workaholic, so I'm constantly, I say no all the time. Like friends are like, I'm like, no, I can't do that. No, sorry, no. Because I'm always doing stuff for this store. So when I'm away and I can't do stuff for this store, it's kind of nice. So it was really, really nice to get away.
So are you, Liz? This is a sewing pattern. So if you're asking, it's for the Luminary. It is not an in the hoop design. You do quilting on the inside and the outside fabric prior to cutting it out. You can do it on like I did the first one showing how to do it with an OESD quilting design. You can do that on any size hoop. That, some are going to take longer than others if it's small. And the other one was built-in fills, which would be on any machine that had IQ Designer or My Design Center. And
so this is up. Just wanted to let you know. So we're going to be doing this. It's a free sew along. These are the
aren't
trivets.
those so cute?
Am I holding it the right way?
Don't
I'm
think
totally
it matters.
Not. Yeah. So here's this one and here's this one. There we go.
So I love the way this one has a panel, and then you put a panel on
This
the
is
back.
a panel too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
this
okay.
is part of the cup and chair.
The cup and chair panels. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so fun. I love panels.
Oh my God, I did this one with this one upside down.
It's all right.
That's so me.
You're only going to use the trivet on one side at a time, so who would ever know?
That's so me. So, but that's up there. It's a free sew along. It is going to be August 24th. So you can go on, sign up. I'll send you a supply list, and then and what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 trivets. We're going to do a large and a small. Although if you're like, I don't like large, I only like small, you can make 2 smalls. You can make 2 larges. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to do in the beginning of the class, we're going to quilt the backing. So one of them, we are going to use a embroidery quilting design, and I'll give you some resources. I'm just going to use a Kimberbell one. A lot of you have Kimberbell quilting design.
That one's really pretty. I love chevrons.
And then on my supply list, I think I put other places where you can purchase designs. You have to have at least a 6x10 hoop. This is going to be 8.5 by 8.5, but if you did 6x10, you could at least quilt the very center of it.
Mm-hmm.
So at least a 6x, I mean, you could do a 5x7, but it's going to be itty bitty. It's going to be itty bitty. I guess you could do 5x7 because it would just be right in the center. So you could do that if you want. But I'm going to be using probably my 9.5 by 9.5 inch hoop to do the quilting. But you could use smaller ones. What did I want to tell you about that? So we're going to do the first one using an embroidery design. The second one, we are going to use IQ Designer, or Design Center. So either IQ Designer or Design Center, if you have a machine like that. It's Luminaire, Solaris, Dream Machine, Destiny, Stellair, Altair, XE1, XJ1, Meridian. Did I miss any?
Valiant.
Oh, yeah.
Venture,
Yeah,
PR1050X, and PR1055.
You could do it on your 10 needle that has IQ Designer or Design Center. You could do this on your 10 needle too. And if you don't have IQ, it's okay. While we're doing it on IQ, you'll just do a second one with your embroidery design. And for those of you that just have sewing machines, I want you to join us too. I'm going to do a pre-class prep video where I just do grid work. And I show you how to do
I love grid work. I think it's so much fun. It's very cathartic, It's like you just do it.
And it looks beautiful.
It
so
does.
we'll do grid work with a quilt bar. So and you don't necessarily even need a quilt bar, but most machines have the ability to put a quilt bar in. So I'm going to show you how to do that. That'll be a pre-class prep video. But if while we're doing this, you want to sew along and quilt yours like that, you can. So this is open to everyone, sewists and people with embroidery machines. And this is going to be August 24th. So just go ahead, sign up for it. You do have to go online and sign up for it. That way I can send you an invitation and the supply list. And absolutely, it'll be recorded.
So Liz, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but most all of our classes are recorded if they are on Zoom. If they're Zoom, the length that we can put them into a private Facebook group, we do. If they're a longer class, they won't fit into a private Facebook group, so they have to go on YouTube. And then most of the other ones end up on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so you can just watch it later. It'll be fun.
Yeah, watch it later.
And all of this stuff all of this stuff is still on our website at 20% off. So if you haven't ordered it, I have a big box behind me and it's filled with more refills. I know some of you have done orders and haven't gotten all your stuff yet. I'll be filling all those orders today. I don't know, Michelle, can you think of anything else?
No.
Well,
I'm just excited that to be back to work. I mean, I love Tuesday mornings. I love coming back to work. I know it sounds terrible, but I do.
I was like, oh my God, I got to get up and get to work.
I always enjoy. So this morning I overslept, which is very unusual for me. I set my alarm for 5:45 a.m., which is what time I get up before work. So I shower, make lunch, do all that stuff. I set it for 5:45 p.m. last night.
Oh my God.
And I woke up at 6:47.
Well, good for you. Did
Yeah,
it
I
feel
needed.
nice to your
Yeah,
body?
it's
just...
fine. I still had plenty of time. I mean, really, I don't need all that time. But I'm like, it's Tuesday. I get to go to work today.
Yeah. You know, yesterday, I don't know if you got a chance to watch that thing at all.
I did not. I saw
And
it, but I saw it
that's
too
fine.
late. But you said it was recorded, correct?
It's recorded. So there
I downloaded
is
all the stuff. That goes in the toolbox, a Dime
the
toolbox.
tool shed.
Dime,
Do you
Dime
have
tool
tool
shed
shed?
on your laptop. I do.
Oh, okay. So there is a new. If you are an Amelie Scott fan who does Edge to Edge, and I think she was the original.
She was
right?
the original. She started a revolution, actually. Everybody else
Yeah.
came after her.
Edge, and we'll have an Edge to Edge quilting class coming up too.
I'm looking forward to that one.
So, she has a companion book to the Edge to Edge, and we're learning it, right? Because she had an all-day class yesterday, and I was traveling yesterday, so I watched
And
it
I
in the
didn't.
morning.
I didn't find out until I
Oh,
was
yeah. I
actually
sent it to
halfway
Michelle,
halfway
in the
through the
morning.
class. I'm like, well, I downloaded everything, but
But it looks fun, and there's a project that goes along with it, which
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really pretty.
we'll go ahead and do that project. But it shows you how to do. It's more custom quilting and not necessarily just edge to edge, but it's called Edge to Edge Pro. So I'm going to order some of them. We'll make a sample, and we'll get some edge to edge classes, and then Edge to Edge Pro. But a lot of people that aren't necessarily embroiderers are getting embroidery machines because they're quilting with their embroidery machine. If you don't have the room for a long arm, you don't have the money for a long arm, you can get an embroidery machine with a big hoop, and you can actually do the quilting on your embroidery machine.
I will bring it back in around the holiday season, ladies. But I have a poinsettia quilt that fits across the top of my queen size bed.
Oh, do you put that on in your bed?
I do at holiday time. I do, and
It's
it was
beautiful.
done on a multi-needle machine with a converted long arm file. So people that look at it think it was done on a long arm. And this all started because I took my first, I did my first class with the Amelie Scott designs when she first started out, and I thought, oh, this is very cool. This could be so much better, and now it is. But so just don't think that, don't think that just starting with a simple edge-to-edge design has to be where you finish. You can always keep going.
Oh, Michelle does so many incredible things with her design. But I took my first edge-to-edge class with Christine Connor, who is the one who wrote the book.
Oh, fun.
And I was emailing with her husband because I was like, I'm signed up for the class tomorrow, but I'm going to be traveling. Can I watch it later? And I was telling him, I took the class because it was right when we partnered with Peter and started for this store, and I had never quilted before. So I was like, and when you go to Baby Lock Tech, you get to select all these fun classes that you can take, and a lot of them are with people like Patrick took a class with Eleanor Burns. I took this class with Christine Connors. So they're oftentimes like, I don't know, the like celebrities.
The celebrities,
Those
the sewing
celebrities,
superstars, yeah.
Yeah, the sewing superstars in the industry. So I just saw edge-to-edge quilting, and I was like, I must not have read the description. I was like, I'm going to sign up for that. So when I got into the class, I was confused because I thought we were going to do free motion or we were going to do something traditional. And so, we used a hoop. We were doing embroidery, but it was so much fun. It was so easy.
It is easy. Everybody thinks it's so hard, and it really, it's changed so much. I mean, the first ones I did in a traditional hoop, now I use a snap hoop.
Yeah.
But on my multi-needle, I still have to use a traditional hoop because I don't have a snap hoop for that. But still, it's so simple. It's almost like I was so worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, and I was looking at, I was like, oh my goodness, look, that gal in the front of the room, she's the one on the book. And I had no idea.
I love that when they do it with the
like,
actual person that wrote it.
Oh, the first time I met Michelle at Back to Business.
It's brother was B2B.
B2B, and I was like, oh my God, it's Michelle Gilmartin.
Yikes.
And I was so excited, and we did some great projects.
We
and
did.
It was so much fun.
We did. You were in the hoop bag, weren't you?
I was at the sweatshirt.
Oh, the
We did
sweatshirt. The sweatshirt, yes.
Yeah, and so it was so much fun, and it was so
and then
exciting.
Shauna was in the one where I did quilting on the multi-needle.
Yes. I think Shauna met you then. But,
She did.
But it was super exciting. So anyways, look for that. We haven't done an Edge to Edge class in a while, so we're going to get one of those on the calendar. We're going to learn that Edge to Edge Pro and do one of those classes for you too.
I think that's going to be fun.
Yes,
You're right, Karen.
There's a lot of information in there. The other thing I want to talk to you, North Pole's up, so don't forget to sign up for that event. You know how
it's so cute.
It is so
I was
cute.
looking through the book going, I want one of these because I collect pine cones. There's room for my pine cones on there. This is like one of the cutest projects ever.
It is really, really cute. And there's a lot of different, how many projects
There's 10 little, there's 10
Is
little,
it 10?
10, yes. And I'm still having a hard time picking which ones I'm going to do. Should I go in the order in the book? Should I just go rogue and pick my
your favorite
favorites?
ones. Just pick your favorite ones.
So it's just, there is so many. It really is. And
So
to me, it's something I'd use.
We're going to be stitching them out over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll show them to you. But it's kind of like the college tours. I'm always like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like that college. And then we go, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like North Pole. As I opened the book and I was looking through, I was like, oh my goodness, this is
so cute.
It is so darn cute. So we're going to start showing you projects as we work on them.
And here's the great thing, ladies. This is like, how much, I can't give away too much information. So this is portable. This is collapsible. This does not take a tabletop, the whole tabletop to display it.
Yeah. And a lot of the things you could use, it doesn't have to be on display in the tiered tray.
Yeah.
You could use them as
in
ornaments.
a stocking.
You could use them as garland. You
Just
could, yeah.
Sticking out of a stocking. I mean, just
They're fun.
so much.
They're super, super fun. It's kind of like Marlene's sister, her Mashup project had one of those giftable pockets in it.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows what you can do with these, where you can put them and recreate them to be something else. So I think that's it.
I think it is. All right.
Have a great day.
Have a wonderful day. Be inspired.
Be creative and make something